Before guidance descends, a silence rises. Not an empty silence, but a silence dense with meaning. Because the question itself trembles. If God is beyond form, beyond breath, beyond vibration, then what does it mean to say he speaks? The human mind reaches for sound, but sound belongs to bodies. The eternal has no throat, no air, no chords. And yet, guidance comes. A meaning without noise, a voice without voice. What reaches the prepared soul is not speech, but truth.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. It is said in a hadith, every verse of the Qur'an has an outer exoteric meaning and an inner esoteric one. And that inner meaning has another within it, and that one hides another, until 7 layers of truth stand stacked like veils before a single light. Most people stop at the surface. They hear the words, they recite the letters, they feel the rhythm. But the meaning, the real meaning, remains behind a curtain they never even notice as they continue to remain in darkness. As the gathering continues, the sound of recitation deepens. The listeners begin to sense that something more is occurring, that revelation itself never arrives naked before human eyes. A truth unfolds. God never speaks to human beings directly, not because he cannot, but because his voice is too vast, too boundless, too real for the limited human vessel. So he speaks from behind a veil, the law of guidance itself, etched into Surah Ash-Shura. Chapter 42, verse 51. A warning and a mercy, meaning reaches us, but the source remains concealed. Light touches us, but the sun stays hidden behind its own brilliance. The hall seems to shift. Light does not appear directly. Instead, it filters softly, like dawn hidden behind silk. The people do not see the source. They only feel its nearness through the veil which does not enter the heart. The vision shifts, not for the people gathered, but for the truth itself. What seemed at first to be a simple, gentle glow reveals a deeper architecture of meaning. Light concealing greater light, each veil covering another. These veils do not descend upon the reciters or the listeners. They remain unaffected, absorbed in devotion yet unaware of what stands beyond their reach. The radiance is not broadcast to the hall. It is contained, preserved, and protected within the chain appointed by God, the living line of Imams through whom the inner word flows. The verse reveals its meaning, light upon light, one light veiling another, just as the sun becomes its own veil, too brilliant to confront directly. Some understand the first layer, the light of God and the light of his messenger. Others perceive the deeper current, the continuum of Imams, bearers of the hidden brilliance, though many still hesitate to accept what the Qur'an states. Allah guides to his light whom he wills. Surah Nur, chapter 24, verse 35. The hall itself remains unchanged. The reciters continue their melody, and the listeners sway gently in the familiar rhythm. Yet the true horizon of meaning unfolds elsewhere, not within the room, but behind the veils that the people cannot penetrate. They enjoy the atmosphere and the sweetness of the recitation, but the wellspring behind the verses remains hidden. The blessings embedded within the revelation are present, but they remain unseen by those without recognition of the appointed light through whom divine meaning flows. The layers of guidance remain veiled upon veils, revealing their architecture only to those who are spiritually prepared to see. The moment they hear it, a subtle shiver runs through the mind. Can the human soul, fragile, tethered, really reach a nearness to God where separation itself dissolves? Would a true king truly keep his slave chained all his life, or would he free him and make him a close companion? in Surah Yusuf, chapter 12, verse 54. And the king said, "Bring him to me that I may attach him to my person." Then, when he spoke to him, he said, "Verily, this day you are with us high in rank and fully trusted." Here the king is referred to in Arabic as Malik, who is the Lord of the time and not a physical king. God never referred the Pharaoh as the king, but only by his name, even though physically he was the king. Confusion rises, doubt sets in, like smoke curling from an unseen fire. They cannot grasp it. Their minds have been molded, trained to picture God as distant, aloof, residing somewhere far above the universe, beyond reach, beyond touch. They have been taught again and again that the greatness of God is so vast, His power so absolute, that proximity is impossible. Yet the Qur'an whispers another truth. His mercy, His knowledge encompass all things. Surah Ghafir, 40 verse 7. Another verse falls like a soft thunder. And we have not sent you, O Muhammad, except as a mercy to the worlds. Surah Anbiya, chapter 21 verse 107. If His mercy touches every world, how can He ever be distant? The fault was never in God. It was in the wandering imagination, a mind without direction, a heart without a guide. For generations, people looked upward and outward, assuming distance where none existed. They imagined God above the sky, beyond the stars, and themselves below, trapped in dust. They saw the great souls of the past as relics, His light sealed in history, unreachable, untouchable, extinct. They forgot how close truth walks. Listen now. Let the mind grow still, for what comes next is not for hurried ears. Even in ages past, the ignorant had mocked the seekers of nearness. They called Mansur Hallaj, a heretic, blind to the fire burning behind his words. They mocked his cry, "Between me and you, there is only me. Take away the me, so only you remain." And his confession, "I saw my Lord with the eye of my heart, and I said, 'Who are you?' He said, 'You.'" They did not understand that such words do not rise from ego, but from ego's extinction. But what world did he speak from? Was it the outer world, stone, sky, distance, or the inner world, where the soul steps into chambers, unseen by ordinary sight? If the rays of the sun can never be separated from the sun, how can the soul be separated from the Holy Spirit? Yet because people imagine distance, they pray, they hope, they worship, but never hope for reunion with their Lord. Their supplications rise like smoke, but their hearts remain convinced that the flame is too far away to ever return. And still the Quran refutes this fear with quiet certainty. That day some faces will be resplendent, Nazirah, looking towards their Lord. Surah Qiyamah, chapter 75 verses 22, 23. But who are these souls? And who is this Lord they behold? If such vision exists in the hereafter, why should it not awaken here, in this world, when both the outer and inner eyes have finally become one? For in the silent chambers of the heart, where the veil's thin and the soul remembers the light it came from, distance is a habit, a belief cultivated over generations, never a decree from the divine. Even when the Quran declares, "I created the jinn and humankind, only that they might worship me," Surah Zariyat, chapter 51 verse 56, the mainstream listens with ritual ears. But the Prophet's words pierce the ordinary veil. To look at the face of Ali bin Abi Talib is worship. Did he not mean the inner face which can never perish? Surah Qasas, chapter 28 verse 88. Worship, then, is not repetition, not form. It is recognition, a trembling acknowledgement of divine light, appearing here, now, in this world. And suddenly, what had seemed impossibly distant becomes almost tangible. A revelation, quiet yet seismic, unfolds before the intellect, if it dares to see. As the veils thin and the inner light rises, the journey does not end. It deepens. Walk with the truth that calls every seeking soul, and let each reflection carry you closer to the source of meaning. Subscribe, comment, and click the bell icon. Continue the journey in the next reflection.